So let's talk about week 2 of London Marathon training because we have officially completed it. I did my long run today. We've capped it off at 44 miles or 70 kilometers once again for week 2. And we've had some really great sessions and I want to talk about that today. So as you saw in my most recent video on my birthday, I actually had a lactate threshold workout at half marathon pace on Wednesday, and that went really well. We hit all of our paces. The pace range that I'm aiming for is around 7:30 to 7:40, and I hit them for all 5 miles, which was really positive and just a really great workout. So this half marathon session was key because obviously next week we'll be doing a half marathon race, and it's great to see a positive session where we're hitting our splits. Oh, and we did pull out the London Marathon 2021 jacket just to spruce things up, and obviously with this point in the training, I want to wear it as much as I can because I feel like I've never gotten very much wear out of it. But yeah, like I said, Wednesday we had a really good half marathon pace lactate threshold session, and I felt that this was super, super key to give me a little bit of confidence ahead of my race next weekend. But like I said, today I had another session. It was another marathon pace session, and this was a hard one. This one I went in, and essentially the whole run altogether was 15 miles, but it started out with a 5-mile warm-up, which is typically not the length of warm-up that I'll do. And the whole point with this was to sort of work on fatigued legs. And then I'm going straight into 5 miles of marathon pace, back to back, no breaks. I'm not gonna lie, I obviously did film this for you guys, but you'll see in the clip, I have a very low sort of confidence going into these marathon pace miles just because I was feeling really fatigued. I'm coming off a really intense period that I had this month, and my body was just obviously going through a lot of changes, but also I'm just under stress with life and whatnot. But I just feel like there was something that felt a bit off because I'm typically not that tired after a warm up. But then again, we did do a longer warm up than we normally do, but we went in and we actually had a really good workout. So I'm going to play the clips and then we will jump back and chat about it. Okay, 1 mile into the warm up, 2 miles, 3 miles. Okay, just got to the Victoria Park, finishing the 5-mile warm-up, and then we're going to jump into 5 miles at marathon pace, and then we'll finish with a 5-mile cool down. But I'm not feeling the most energetic. It's like day 4 or 5 of my period when I'm having my first job. Hopefully that brings me a bit of energy. Okay, we're on the last 0.3. We've done 7:48, 7:46, 7:47, and 7:35. Okay, session finished, felt really good. We did 7:48, 7:46, 7:47, 7:35, and 7:40. Felt super good, just felt like I was on cruise control, and probably the smoothest I felt for marathon pace. And I think part of that is switching the mindset from like it being this really, really fast like 5K pace to just like something that you should be able to hold for, 26 miles. And yeah, that was really positive. We have Cambridge Half next weekend, and then the weekend after is going to be the real test of marathon pace. Will be the biggest marathon pace session I've ever done, so stay tuned. All right, that is the workout done. So yeah, like I said, this was a really, really positive workout, and I've never really quite had marathon pace feel so smooth as it did today. I feel like I just really was able to go into a cruise control and really just kind of like turn off my mind, and I barely looked at my watch. I was going completely off of feel, and I think that that is one of the most positive places to be at this point in training, is knowing that I know what marathon pace feels like. I can switch into that gear and I can hold that for 5 miles and fuel well throughout and really just maintain a pretty sensible pace and not go too hard or too quick at the beginning. And I felt like it was a really, really strong indication, especially as I never quite jumped into those 750s. I stayed in the 740s for the most part and dipped even below that at the very end. I feel like I've struggled to finish these marathon pace sessions well, and that might be like one of my sort of gripes with myself, is that I probably shouldn't be pushing it and gunning it at the very end. But I feel like another thing that I really practiced during marathon pace today was like breathing in through my nose, which is something that I'm not typically used to. And I think something that I realized as well, you would have seen in the cool down portion, is that I realized that I don't have to put that much emphasis on marathon pace, and like the mindset that I used to have with marathon pace felt quite scary, and it felt very similar to that of like a 5K pace, where I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm about to go into this really quick pace and I'm gonna feel like I'm gonna be going so quick and I'm gonna be feeling like I have to hold it for, you know, whatever number of miles. Whereas marathon pace should not feel that way. It should feel like a pace that you can hold for 26 miles. And I will have a pretty big marathon pace final session in 2 weeks, and it'll be sort of the biggest indication, I think, for me of like how much I'll be able to hold marathon pace at London Marathon this year, and I'll share that with you soon. But it is the biggest marathon pace session I will ever have done. I've never done anything like it, and it scared me to put it on the schedule, but I know that it'll be a good challenge, so I'll share more of that with you guys soon. But another good indication to share sort of like a base level of fitness to see where I'm at this point, quite early point in my marathon training, I would say, is that next weekend I will be doing Cambridge Half, and I will obviously be vlogging that and sharing that with you guys next weekend. But I am really excited because that will act as sort of my tune-up race for the London Marathon. Even though it's coming quite early for me and my marathon training block, I think it'll be a really great way to see where I'm at and see what we can do at this half marathon. If you have been here for a few years, or if you've been following me on social media for a few years, you would have known that I ran this half marathon 2 years ago when I got cleared by the physio after I was injured for 3 months. And so it definitely has a special place in my heart, and it's a fast and flat course, so it should be, you know, a great day out, and the weather's looking great so far. So definitely PB material. So fingers crossed, we will see. I will be aiming for a sub 140 time. My current PB is 140, but if we can dip below 140, that would be such a confidence boost and such a great feeling going into the final sort of 7 weeks of marathon training for London Marathon. Now, the only difference that I will say is that I will not be doing a big taper this week. I will actually not be tapering at all, because this half marathon is going to be a part of my training plan. So unlike race day, where I'm going in and I do a warm up, but I kind of treat that as the main event that I am working towards throughout the week, I'm still going to be carrying out my regular training throughout the week, and I will be treating the half marathon as sort of a workout. And so I'll do a warm up before and a cool down after, if I remember, fingers crossed, because I'm so bad at remembering to do a cool down after a race, but I really need to get better at that. So if you guys can hold me accountable, that would be great. But yeah, I'm really excited to go and run Cambridge Half next weekend. I will update you guys next week and hopefully have a great race day vlog to share with you guys. I'm really excited. But yeah, that's kind of the update. We're at a really good place for London Marathon. I feel really positive, and after even watching people run Tokyo Marathon today, I'm just really excited to go after it in April, and I'm really excited to continue building that base of fitness towards London Marathon. I know we still have quite a lot of time. We basically have all of this month, plus really most of April, and so it's a lot of time to build really good fitness, to practice our fueling, to practice our routines, and just make sure that everything fits. I also have a lot of really exciting brand partnerships that I'm really excited to share that I can't share quite yet, but they're all super, super aligned and just really exciting. One being maybe a bit more new for me, especially when it comes to London Marathon, but I think it couldn't align better, and I'm just really, really excited. I did sort of start to work with them last year, and some of you might know from the Valencia build, but yeah, I will share that with you guys soon when I can, but I'm really excited. But yeah, that kind of wraps up the video. So if you want to continue watching this series and see how things go next weekend at Cambridge Half, make sure to subscribe, because I come out with a new video every single week, and sometimes I do come out with an extra video like this week. But I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, because it really does support the YouTube channel, and comment below any topics, marathon related topics, running related topics that you would like me to talk about in this series, because I really want to make the most of this series. I'm training for my 10th marathon. It's my 10th marathon training block, so it's going to be quite special. So do let me know if there are any topics you'd love me to talk about, and otherwise I will see you in the next video. Bye.